My name is Jabari Smith. For those that are meeting me for the first time, but I can go by, you can just call me Coach J-Bo. I'm here with my other guests. I'll let you introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Billy McCullen. You can call me Coach Mac, Billy Mac, whichever you prefer. And always a pleasure being on my boy.
Perfect. And this is Athlete Mindset Reset. And you know what we're going to talk about is everything athletics, whether it deals with sports in general or sports indirect, whether it be attached to lifestyle, career, mental health, financial literacy, personal branding, etc. And so now we can get straight into it. So, Scoop, you and I met, man. Damn. Let me introduce you first. Like I said, uh, Delanious, Carberry. Did I say it right? Kabir,
Kibir.
my bad.
Yeah,
Kabir, is an ex-collegiate athlete, that spent some time playing for two institutions, right? You played at, Florida A&M and then you transferred over to Bowling Green, correct?
yeah.
Played at offensive lineman. And you just recently graduated, what, 2024 or 2023?
2024, my bachelor's. I'll be graduating this August with my master's.
Sweet deal. So you took care of business.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Okay. Okay. See, that's what I like. I like hearing guys that take care of business. So take me, I want to know about your journey because not to date how old me and Bill are, but we kind of, we're a few decades removed. And all we do now is see from the outside looking in. I know Bill is still on the inside because he's coaching, and I'm only dealing with players in the capacity that I'm dealing with you. But what we see right now is a ton of moving parts, right? We got this crazy NIL thing going on. We got transfer portals. These platforms are larger where these kids are getting more exposure, but then still some kids are being missed out. How were you able to just pretty much deal and adjust with that? Because this kind of all started like right during your entry of college. So can you kind of take me through your experience that you was going through from freshman year all the way to, completion of your college career?
Man, when I first got to college, at let's talk about FAMU compared
Yeah.
to Bowling Green. At FAMU, we were getting the rest of the money that we got from that we didn't need from our scholarship. So
Mhm.
I probably was seeing about 2,500 to 3 grand at the most, and that's for a whole semester. So that's to buy food, that's to buy pay my rent up until January, start of the next semester, or whatever. So it wasn't like a monthly stipend; it was just one big check at the beginning of the semester, and that's all you had until the next semester. So
Wait,
yeah,
wait, 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 wait,
yeah.
Wait,
wait.
wait, did I hear this correctly?
Time out. You got 2,500 or 3 grand for the semester, not a month.
For the semester at FAMU. So at the lower level institutions, you don't get monthly stipends. Like, oh, I'm not gonna say at all of them, but I know I'll say HBCUs. I can speak for HBCUs. You don't get the monthly stipend. You don't get the big checks that everybody gets. You don't get none of that, man. So it's really in a way you kind of getting out the mud, man.
Bro, that's JUCO, bro.
You got
Wow.
almost like you. I mean, the facilities are obviously better. The housing situation is better. But it's I had a dope time at FAMU. I can't knock FAMU. It's I don't there's close to none. No other place like
Yeah.
it, man. I can't complain about my experience I had at FAMU. But monetary wise, yeah, man, that's all you got. There was no, oh, you getting paid for this, you getting paid for that. You had to make do with
Mhm.
what they gave you.
And even back then, you still had to abide by the NC2A rules, which is you couldn't go out and go and make no money, right? Yeah, during that time, right?
So, from my understanding of the rules, you can't physically get money from the donors per se. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? This donor cannot give you money for branding or stuff like that. But me personally, I had a side gig job. I did security,
Okay.
and that paid. It didn't pay decent, probably $100 a night, 150 a night, whatever the case may have been, and it helped. I mean, it did help. With bills and groceries, gas, stuff like that. But like I said, the experience wasn't bad, man. And then at the time, me personally, I didn't know that the bigger institutions were getting the monthly check. Bigger institutions they probably get 1,500 to 2 grand a month before
Yeah.
all of this
Yeah.
NIL stuff happened.
Right.
But yeah, man, we had. I think I came into FAMU at a great time though. We had my first year there. We had ESPN follow us that season. They did a little show on us for that season. We had just got a brand new great weight room, renovated field house. Um, I believe we had a new scoreboard when I was there, if I'm not mistaken. But I came in a good time. Pieces were moving in right places at FAMU when I got there, and it wasn't a bad experience for me, man. Like there was some good stuff, man. There was some good stuff. I enjoyed it. I think just the equipment that we had, the facility that we used, I think it was better than other HBCUs. I'll say that it's better than other
That,
HBCUs.
that makes sense. And like you kind of mentioned, you can't complain off of something you didn't know that you was missing since that was your
Right,
first experience. Gotcha.
right. So
Hey,
let's go ahead.
I mean to cut you off, but you was up there with Simmons, right? Simmons was your head coach.
Yep. Willie Simmons, my head coach, great guy, great coach,
Yeah.
great
No,
coach.
he had y'all rolling.
Yeah, he has a great mind, man. Great offensive mind, man. Like sometimes I look at him like, how you do that? You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
But I left FAMU, and then went to Bowling Green. So when I entered the portal at FAMU, I immediately visited North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central facilities. Great guy, Oliver. Great guy. Met him, had a chance to hang with him. We went out to lunch. Great guy, but the facility, like I said, compared to FAMU, man, like, come on, you gotta give me FAMU was here, you gotta be way up here. You know what I mean? Went there. Facilities were HBCU facilities. You know, it wasn't the
Gotcha.
best. It wasn't the worst, but um, got off from there, and then got off from Alcorn State. Now they were underneath North Carolina Central. Facilities were the worst, but they also weren't the best. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then I committed to Alcorn State. Then I get a call, just out of nowhere. My grandma texted me, hey, you know this number, is it real or fake? The offensive line coach, Coach Hedden. He texted my grandma phone number and was like, hey, this is Coach Hedden. He was trying to reach me. So, okay, boom. So I text Coach Hedden. I texted him, hey. So he called me, we talked. I'm on a visit at Alcorn, so I'm on an official visit in the hotel room at Alcorn. Um, I committed that day when I went to Alcorn. I committed, okay, this is where we're going. So now I'm looking for housing while I'm up here. I get that call that night. I shot out, went back home to Florida. The next day, the following weekend, I'm up at Bowling Green. When I get to Bowling Green, I'm like, it's a whole new world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got it again coming from HBCU to the FBS level. I mean, there's not
Hmm.
world class facility, but in my eyes, it's a world class facility. Big locker room, big field house, like it's a full football stadium. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, So I just fell in love with it, man. Like, and then I never seen snow too, so that was a big
Wow.
part of it too. So, yeah. So that day I came up to Bowling Green. I was like, yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I can get with this, and I got with it.
So
Now at Bowling,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to cut you off. So it seems like facilities still play a major part on a student's decision. I mean, it was a big deal when we was coming up. I just wanted, so
Oh,
that was
absolutely. Like, man, it's facilities and atmosphere, I believe, and how they treat you throughout the whole process. You know what I mean? Okay,
yeah,
you gonna tell you telling everybody, okay, you're our top guy. Like everybody that comes through here, they tell that to you. You know what I mean? Like you're not fooling nobody no more. That's so old. But
right.
everybody's your top guy. But the ones who really are the top guys, they get the best treatment. Everybody don't get the same treatment on the official visits. I don't, in my opinion, I don't think.
Are
I
they
think
still
they
doing on those official visits? Like you can tell it's the top guy when it's like it's the group, but then that one guy kind of gets pulled away.
pull it to the side. Yep,
Right.
yep. And man, but you just have to be real with yourself. You have to have a great support system around you too. Every athlete has somebody in their ear. It's like a
Mm,
close advisor. Every athlete, mine, coming out of high school. His name is Hakeem Banks. He's still my mentor. Love him to death, man. He was in my ear a lot. I can go to him for advice. Um, yeah, so you got to have somebody that you trust and that knows the game too. You can't have
yeah,
nobody fresh in the game, don't know what they're
yeah,
talking about, don't have, you know what I mean. So
yeah.
facilities atmosphere and how you've been treated, man. The relationships you have with the coach, man. Yeah, man.
No, that's a big deal. It's what it's kind of a defining moment what keeps a kid there. Like I said, if you don't have someone that's there that is in a position of authority or credibility that can kind of say, "Hey, this is my guy," it's the difference from you having a wonderful experience or a miserable experience, which would maybe
Absolutely,
have people hit the portal again. So I 100%
absolutely.
understand where you're coming from. I would like to know, just adjustment wise. I know you mentioned earlier, never seen snow before. You being from Florida. So how was
Mm-hmm.
that adjustment coming from Florida all the way now to the Midwest? And just it's a culture shock just being somewhere different and being by yourself for the first time. How were you able to adjust with that?
I think I just did pretty good as far as culture wise and meeting new people wise. So when I first came up, like officially, okay, I'm on a team. Like this is where I'm going to be. I didn't have a place to stay yet. I didn't like it was like turnover season for like the apartment complexes, and I need a place to stay, man. And a couple offensive line buddies, they already had a house, so I slept on their couch, and I'm like, I don't know these people from a can of paint, and I'm sleeping on their couch. You know what I mean? So that showed me a lot. I love those guys. Still talk to all those guys, man. Um, that's the culture part. It was a culture shock coming from an HBCU to now I'm at a PWI. I'm used to saying, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, man. I'm used to saying my people. You know what
No,
I'm
you're
saying?
good. You're good. Yeah.
Safe space, bro. Safe space.
Yeah, you
I'm,
good. You
I'm,
good.
I'm used to the banger parties, man. The dorm parties. It's turn.
Yeah.
It's my type of.
Yeah.
And then they get up here. Okay, what do they do for fun? They bar hop. I don't want to go to bars. I don't want to bar hop. Like that's not fun to me. So stuff like that I had to adjust to. Going to the classrooms, man. I will say that at Bowling Green there were a lot more people in the classrooms than there were at FAMU. People coming up. People get told, "Oh, it's not going to always be a classroom full of 30 people." You go to college your freshman year, you in an auditorium with
Auditorium.
100
Yeah.
people. It's not like that. At least for me, it wasn't like that. Probably 50 people max, stuff like that. But the culture shock was a big deal. Now weather wise, I think I adjusted to it pretty well, man. When I got up here, I just started buying trench coats and stuff like that. And the Bowling Green was pretty good about giving out trench coats, like big coats, snow jackets, and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So the cold wasn't really a big deal for me.
Nice. Nice.
I did have to
Now,
learn how to drive
go
on
ahead.
ice, though.
My
I did
bad.
have
Go
to
ahead,
learn how
bro.
to drive on. Go ahead,
Where
go
in
ahead.
Ohio is Bowling Green?
Bowling Green, Ohio.
Okay, okay. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that. That's to me.
yeah,
How
yeah.
close is that to some of the bigger cities like Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati?
No idea. From Columbus though, it's about 2.5 hours. Two and a half
Oh,
hours from Columbus. Toledo, Ohio.
yep.
Hmm.
Toledo,
Hmm.
Ohio. Yep. It's 30 minutes from Toledo, and then it's only an hour and like 7 minutes, hour 15 minutes from Detroit. So it's not that
So
bad.
you're there, you're a student athlete. We always like to put the air quote student and athlete, but you're also competitive. While you're doing your college journey, did you feel or think that you may have an opportunity to play at the next level, or were you the type that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna just maximize this current experience, and I'm a plan for Plan B." Like, what was your mind frame during that time during your college journey?
So I'm a first generation college grad. And
Congratulations.
I just I needed that piece of paper. At the end of the day, no matter what happened, I need that piece of paper. You know what I mean? So for me personally, it was always I need that piece of paper. Like all that other stuff, if it come, it come. If it don't, it don't. I just need this piece of paper. But by the time I did finally decide to give up football, I was just done with it, man. I was done with the 4:30, 4 a.m. Lifting, 5 a.m. lifting, man. I was done with the 13-hour days at fall camp, man. I didn't have it left in me, man. And in my opinion, the head coach at that time at Bowling Green, he didn't make it like he didn't give you the want to. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't have the want to, and he's not making me want to do it, it's not for me. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting their time. I'm wasting up a scholarship. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the scholarship. You know what I mean? I'm going to use football. I'm not going to let football use me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that was my mindset of it. Yeah, I was just fed up with it, man. So.
And what year was that? Was it senior year, junior year? At when did you was like, okay, it's a wrap?
So when I transferred to Bowling Green, all my credits didn't transfer over from FAMU. So I was like a junior. I was a junior at FAMU, and then I like the beginning of sophomore year when I transferred to Bowling Green. That's what it had pushed me back to.
And how did you process that, like mentally and even emotionally? Like, I know it can go either way. Some people are mature with it. Some people kind of linger on. Like, what was going through your mind once you made that decision?
Man, like I said, I had to get that piece of paper. So I was like, you know what? It's free. It's
Mm.
free. Why not do it? You know what I'm saying? This is just one of the cons of, trying to because I really wanted to get out of family. I really wanted to leave. So this is just one of the cons that, I obviously didn't think about. Okay, I'm thinking all my credits gonna transfer over. But it's one of the cons, man, and it's one that they do the pros outweigh the cons type of situation.
Mm. Interesting. Do you feel that you were prepared?
It's adversity, man. Like you always got to be prepared for the unknown, be prepared for the worst. So I think I hit it head on. I was there for 3 semesters. So I did a fall there at Bowling Green. I did a summer semester there. I did the fall season, and then 2023 found out my fiance was pregnant, and that was really I don't want to call it the nail in the coffin, but that was really my nail in the coffin. Oh, you pregnant? Oh, Bowling Green not paying me nothing either. Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect.
It gave
This
you
is
the
perfect.
reason to move on.
Yeah, this is perfect. So I did the spring there. And the spring is when it really started to get, really bad for me at Bowling Green, man. I had my little season of depression going on at Bowling Green too. Being away from family, being away from home. It's always dark outside too, like the clouds. What I'm talking about, like it's barely any sun. Like I'm not getting no sun. I need sun, so I went through my little season of depression, and I wasn't having fun no more. I was falling out of love with the game, man, and it was just okay. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. So that's what I did. I got out, re-enrolled into FAMU full time online, and graduated that following May.
You got that paper. When we
Yeah, I
spent
did.
time table before you logged on, we was having technical difficulties, and I was just picking his brain around his major of choice in undergrad, and now he segued into post-grad with his master's, and we dove into specifically what he was studying. And my question I'd like for you to share to the audience, though, because we talked about this on a high level, and I won't speak for you, but undergrad in criminology, master's also in criminology. Correct me if I'm wrong, Delanious here, but my question to him was that self-chosen or was that voluntold to you? Because again, I'll share even my own experience. Like I didn't get to necessarily choose my major. It was here's a list of majors that don't take too much time from ball. Choose one of
Same,
those. So even here,
same.
like, no, man, this was self-selected. It's music to my ears because it almost now seems that athletes such as yourself get an opportunity to choose where they want their careers to go and have an opinion on that. Versus that wasn't. And I won't speak for Jabari, but that wasn't our experience, bro. Like we got a
Not
lot
at
of
all.
these are majors you get to choose from. Go run with that.
Yeah, and I was telling Billy, you got the kids who come in there and want to be athletes first, and then be students. So they come in. I used to like a business major, for example, or like whatever major you are, and you want to be an athlete first, or you want to go out and party first, and then come back and try to do schoolwork, and it don't work out. They just put you into like a individualized studies degree. It's called IDS. It's just okay. Uh,
That's
you
the new
got enough
bachelor's
credits.
degree.
You have enough credits. You have enough credits to graduate. So this is what we're gonna throw you in over here. So you're not doing your work. You're falling behind. Okay, you can't graduate with this degree. You have to graduate with this degree. Just the push them out, push them out. Make sure they get that piece of paper as well.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, the strategy is different. So instead of how Bill and I's strategy was like pick out of these two or three, which has only had two to choose from, they now give you the freedom to say you choose what you want, but they're monitoring if you're passing those classes. And if you're not, they're slowly integrating you to the ones that they can push you out on so that they
Right,
can still
right.
keep their percentage of graduates up.
That's basically what it is. That's
Well,
basically
I'll
what
be
it is.
damned.
Because
That's
completion is
basically
still
what
the
it
name of
is.
the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Completion, just like it is in the game. It's about completion. Are we winning? Or are we just going to
Hmm.
participate?
That's,
So the
that's,
same
that,
thing happens on the actual academic side. It's about completion, and that's what's happening.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I will say this too. The resources were different too, man. It was a big difference in, okay, let me go talk to my academic advisor at FAMU, and then let me go talk to my academic advisor at Bowling Green. You know what I'm saying? So at FAMU, I know a few people who were, okay, I'll graduate, and then it's time for them to graduate. They can't graduate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm,
I look at it as we are all adults, you know what I'm saying? So it's your responsibility to make sure that your stuff is done and your stuff is
Mm-hmm.
together. But at the same time, these people who it's their literal job to make sure that you are on track to graduate, you're in the right class and stuff like that. They haven't been doing their job fully. This is at FAMU. They haven't been doing their job fully, so now you're behind. So it's both. Everybody's adult, so it's both of
right.
y'all fault. You know what I mean? But I learned how to like register myself for classes. So I was on it. Okay, these are the classes I need. Give me my sheet of classes, my degree audit. I'm sorry, give me my degree audit and tell me what I need to take, when I need to take it, when they're being offered, and then let me go ahead and register myself, make sure I'm in the right classes and stuff like that. So
So you was doing your counseling job? I'm
yeah,
Basically,
just like,
Technically,
yeah,
no.
no,
That's a
I
register.
know.
degree audit. Okay, a counselor talking. No. You
So
have your degree audit, which was your game plan, right?
right,
So you did have the autonomy to pick what you needed, how you needed, but you knew what you needed.
right. So yeah, so like I said, it could bring me back to it's the athlete's job. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
yeah.
we're adults here, man. You just have
Yeah,
to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people come from, my mom and dad, or my mom held my hand a lot. They did everything for me, so I don't know how to do it. But as you in college, man, you gotta learn. You by yourself now, man. Mom and daddy at home.
yeah.
And
And it's safe to say both institutions, no matter what, the resources is there. It's just all a matter of how much are you going to take advantage of those and take the initiatives to make sure that the right people are helping you and that you're making sure that you're helping yourself at the same time.
I
well,
can
shout
agree
out to
with
you,
that.
man,
I
for
can.
taking ownership in that, because I feel like a lot of athletes let others make those decisions for them without taking
Hmm.
their own approach to owning their future and kind of just
Right.
lead that. So shout out to you for taking initiative, man, and owning your own future.
All right. They so at FAMU you had study hall. You falling behind, you going to study hall. At FAMU you got to
Right,
go to study hall.
right.
So they had study hall there, but were kids going, or were kids just going in there, signing a book and leaving? Okay, I'm
Gotcha.
here. Let me sign a book. I'm leaving. I'm here for 5 minutes. At Bowling Green, man, I used to hate it. You under a 3.0 GPA every
Mhm.
Sunday. Every Sunday, I think about 2.5, 3 hours. Every Sunday, you are in the field house with tutors, the academic athletic advisor. You in there 2.5, 3 hours, and you doing work, and you cannot leave until the time with all your work done. Sit there, read, catch up on next week's assignment, stuff
Yep.
like that. So I will give kudos to
I like
Bowling
that
Green for
accountability.
for for
And you
making sure kids are
and they're
up to
doing that
par.
under 3 point, right?
Oh no, 3.0. Mm-hmm.
We wasn't
Yeah,
getting those type
3.0.
of things until the thing slipped under a 2.5. Then
Yeah,
everything
Yeah.
mandatory study off. I like
same
that.
here.
I like that.
And
I,
some of
I
the
love to
institutions
know.
I've
Go
worked
ahead.
for, you have to do it as a freshman, regardless,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That too. That
yeah,
too. I believe Bowling Green had
Yeah,
that too. You have to
mandatory.
go study out
yeah,
there. Yeah.
mandatory.
yeah. I would love to
Did
know what sparked your interest into going into the field of criminology, criminal justice.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Man, I think as a kid, man, you see all these police officers. Me personally, seeing all the police officers. Oh, I want to go do that. I want to chase this man around. Or watching, like, I'm into like crime shows and like NCIS, Criminal Minds, stuff like that. Man, this has always intrigued me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was. Want to make a difference as well. Being that person, being that person somebody can come to, being that safe place for people who don't have that safe place.
Mm. And did that idea come naturally, or did you have to really sit back and reflect and say, "Hey, this is the direction"? Like, take me through just that whole process because you're knee deep in it now.
I think it just came because once that came to my head, like that has always been, you know what I'm saying? That's like when I got to college, Delanious, what do you want to study? Criminal justice. This is what I'm studying. Are you sure? Yes, this is what
Right.
I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I've been had my mind made up on what I wanted to study when I got to college, and I've always said too, like no matter if I went to school for football or if I went to school um, for nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to study criminal justice. I'm going to get a degree, no matter
Right.
what, you know what I'm saying? And thankfully, I had people in my corner to push me to continue, man. Because it was times when I wanted to give up, man. Like I said, I went through my season of depression, or even it was just, man, this is taking too long, man. I
Right.
don't want to do this. I don't want to do this no more. Just keep pushing through.
So, quick question on your mental health. You mentioned depression a couple of times.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How did you identify it, and what did you do to address it?
A normal, happy-go-lucky guy, man. Like I'm a homebody as well too. So like, it's not like I wanted to go out to parties or anything like that. It was just like, man, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like it's me not feeling like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you just want to lay in the bed all day, just want to sleep all day, watch TV, um, not really do nothing, not really, hang out with your friends or stuff like that. So just realizing it like that. And okay, this not me. Let me go, you know, uh, let me go and get help. See,
Mm.
find somebody I can talk to. And Bowling Green, did a good job at, identifying it or pulling in, you can talk to, Coach Head and my offensive line coach. When I tell you, me and him clash so much on the field, but, but, but off the field, you know what I'm saying? I can go
Yeah.
to him. I can talk to him. I still talk to him to this day. But, yeah, it's just like they're like having people that genuinely care about you in your corner. That makes a lot of a difference too. Having people
I
that you can
applaud you
trust,
for
that you can
recognizing.
talk to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
applaud you
Definitely.
for recognizing that in yourself and seeking the help. So if you've ever gotten a round of applause for
Right.
your duties, I am giving that to you right
Thank
now.
you.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal for you to have the wherewithal and just emotional maturity to say, "Hey, I'm going through something. Let me go and seek help." And so many people of your peers that wouldn't have took advantage of that, and who knows where they can. So yeah, like Kat said, man, shout out to you for that. Definitely. And speaking of the mental health, because like I said, it sounds like this whole experience that you had just dealing with two schools was ups and downs. You had some great moments at both institutions and you had some low moments at both institutions, but at the same time, you were able to, like I said, still focus on what's going on and even though you're far away from home and now where you're at now. So what we would love to know is now that this transition has been made because you are now what 1 or 2 years into your profession. I'm sorry if I keep dating you, giving you all these years, but you're a year into your profession now.
two, two,
Two
two, two
years.
years
Okay.
ago, yeah.
So, man, share with us. I would love to know two things. I got a two-part question on this.
Okay.
One, how have your peers been handling this compared to you? Have you seen? And then the second question is just answer that one first. I'm sorry. Just, I would like to know, like, how were you able to navigate with you staying focused, you doing what you're doing, and with your peers? And the reason why I'm asking this is because I didn't get a chance. This stuff happens so damn fast. Sports,
Right. Yeah.
you just look up and you like, damn, diploma in my hand. And then it's like, oh, I got to try out. Am I done? And then you're just kind of like, what am I doing? Like, did you experience that too? Or you was like, all right, this is the next step. This is the next step. And I'm going to just go through it.
Honest, honestly, I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to sit and think about, okay, let me go. Cause, okay, a lot of my college buddies, that I talk to now, they're still in that stage. Even the ones that graduated before me, they're still in that stage of figuring out life. And that's okay because you are 25 years old, and most of us 25 years old, we don't know what we're doing right now. Like life isn't real for us yet. They don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? Some of them still living at home with their parent, got jobs, but it's just like okay, I work at Walmart or I'm work at FedEx or like
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they have the wiggle room to sit and just think about what they really want to do. for me and for two of my friends that I know for sure, they didn't have that. So one of my friends, he's still in Florida. He works at he's a social worker right now. So he didn't have a choice but to hit the ground rolling. He has two kids. One of my best friends that I met in college, he just had a son. So when he actually made it to the NFL, got released or whatever, and now he's
Mhm.
in the ground running into his career. For me, like I said, I didn't have time to sit and ponder, man. I got a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? I now have a family to provide for, you know what I'm saying? So being a man, being a provider, you know what I'm saying? So I have to jump dive right in it, man. I don't have time to sit and play games.
So are you saying that we should have some kids early in order to mature? No, I'm just playing.
No, man. Don't have them till you're ready, man. And
Yeah,
I'll say this too: you're never ready. You're never ready. You may be financially ready. You may be mentally ready. You think you're ready until that baby get here. Oh boy. Boy,
yeah,
oh boy, man. Christmas time, it's time. My son is a baby, so toys and clothes. Like, man, you need a new job. He need to go out and get him a job. I tell you, I bought him like three pairs of shoes, just like kid shoes. And by the next month, by January, we had to go out and buy more. I'm like, come on,
yep.
man. Like, hey, hey, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? And the diapers, the formula, just things like that.
Yeah,
That's real. That's
yeah.
real. That's real, man.
You being a dad, how are you going to approach sports with him?
I've always told myself I don't want to be one of those parents who want to live through their child. So if you don't want
Mhm.
to play sports, no matter of fact, if you don't want to play sports, you don't have to play sports, but you are going to try them out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Um,
you are going to try out football. Please, I hope you love football. But if you don't love football, okay, let's let's
right,
let's
right.
let let's go try out basketball. You don't love basketball, let's try out baseball, whatever. But if you don't want to play sports, man, you don't have to play sports. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna hit that one.
I'm gonna ask you again 5 years from now when he's older and he's moving, and you're like, hold on, I see too much potential, man. We got to go this direction.
Yeah.
So, question for you: how old is your son?
My son is one. He turns 20 September.
So, are you measuring milestones athletically?
Man, I never looked at it like that, honestly, man. He's just an active kid right now, man. He's at that stage in life. He's at that toddler stage where, okay, I can move around on my own. Like he don't want me to hold his hand, walk around the store. He don't want me to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer in let him do it. Let him do it. And if he get hurt, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, today's society, man. If you get hurt, you get hurt. I'm a firm believer in that builds character, man.
Yeah,
If you fall down, man, don't cry,
get
man. Get
up,
up.
get
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So I'm a firm believer in that type of stuff like that builds character. But he's a loner. He likes to do things himself. He don't want you to do nothing for him. He don't want you to hold his hand. Like he's moving around pretty good by himself. So we're gonna see where he lands. He's gonna be a big boy though. I'm tall. His mom's tall too. So he's gonna be a big boy.
J-Bo, make sure you check in about 5 to 7 years to Cat's point around measuring his athleticism because it's inevitably going to come. Take it from a few men, folks that have been around young men quite a bit, but like having a kid and seeing them grow, and it's hard not to see the athleticism in your offspring and sort of think what could be. So
Yeah.
in 5 to 7 years from now, let's revisit this conversation because I'd be curious to see your viewpoint then.
Look, I want to
Another,
go lower. I want to go too.
I was about to say, I think like by 2 or 3, he's still gonna be gauging them and like, okay, he's moving this. It's
Like, is
impossible
he
to ignore.
left-handed or right-handed?
Yeah,
He throws stronger with the
Yeah.
left than the
yeah.
right. Oh, he moving. He's crawling faster than other babies
Right,
in preschool.
right.
It is so interesting when I talk to ex athletes, they're so laid back with the approach on pushing their kids, and I'm like, who's better to do it? You guys kind of know what to expect. Someone has already laid the blueprint. You get what I'm saying?
The way I feel about it comes from like seeing so many people, man, so many parents, so many dads specifically want to live through their kid, makes their kid, fall out of love with the sport. Man, I want to do this. My daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like making me get up at
Mm-hmm.
5 in the morning. I'm 12 years old. I have to get up at 5 in the morning, go in the backyard and hit them cones. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm 12 years old. I got to hit the weight room. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Parents forcing stuff on their kids that makes their kids obviously want to rebel. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that for my son. And it also tears relationships up with the fathers and son relationships too. And I
Does.
think that's very important for me too. So
Does. It's a science to it though, because the same thing that made you who you are is the same thing you want to make your son good character. That getting everybody ain't built for 430. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah,
and,
yeah. I get that
and it's
too.
what
I get that too.
separates. So same thing with Bill. We kind of have the same thing. Like we hope our kids get to play at the highest level, but it's non-negotiable. Our kids have to play sports because what
Yeah,
sports brings to the table. If you
right,
don't make
right,
it,
right,
it's okay. I'm not, man, I'm not gonna push you there, but I want those character building things
right,
that it
right, right,
brings.
right. And, I forget what I was about to say, man. I forget what I was about to say.
No, it's all good. You'll see as you keep going along with it, and who knows, you might end up pushing them into law enforcement because you're gonna fall in love with that.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. No. Oh, I don't know. I was about to say if he come to me and be like, Dad, I want to do this. Then come on, we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit the ground full speed going. You're not gonna tell me you want to do something, and then when it's time to do something that you want to do, oh no, I don't feel like it today. No, this is what you told me that you wanted to do. So this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And then quitting is not an option either.
Right.
You're a freshman. You want to play football? Okay. Middle of the season, I don't want to play. You gonna finish though. You're gonna
Yeah.
finish then you're gonna go out there, you're gonna give it your very best. You're not gonna go out here and put BS on film.
Right.
This is just the athlete in me. So you're not gonna go out here and put foolishness on film. You're gonna go out here and put come on, bro, you know who your daddy was? Like stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah. But as far as like getting to my profession wise, man, I'm still right now. I don't have it all figured out, obviously. And today, my generation, we're not patient, man. Everybody tell me like who's been in like right now. I'm in correction, so I want to be. I want to be up here already. I don't want to start at the bottom. My starting at the bottom was all those years in school. That's my starting at the bottom. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? I don't want to sound greedy or
It's just their competitive nature. You're an athlete, bro. No,
I don't want to sound. I don't want to.
that's
I
normal.
don't. I don't want to sound wrong with this. So like,
Yeah.
okay, Dr. K, can I call you Dr. K?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has a she has a PhD, right?
Yeah.
And
That's Dr. Cat, all right. Yeah.
there's no reason why she with the PhD should be on the same pay grade as me down here with no degree, or me down here with even my bachelor's degree. It's like the
Right.
pay grade should be different. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I'm now about to have my master's degree, so I shouldn't be at the a pay grade with somebody with a bachelor's degree. I shouldn't be at a pay grade with somebody with another degree. And I think right now that is what I'm battling with right now in my job field right now. Like, what do you need for this job? What are the qualifications that you need with this job? Okay, these are the qualifications. Okay, I have those. Why am I not getting it? You know what I'm saying? Why am I not getting an interview right now? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard, man.
Let me
It's
give you
hard.
something,
Yeah. Go ahead, Cat.
right? So look at pay grade as playing time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody comes with experience, but do they come with the ability,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to approach it like, okay, yes, I was on the team for 5 years, but I sat on the bench.
Yeah, okay, I
So
got you.
you have to show what can you do with it, right? So every time you go to a job interview, yes, you have the qualifications, but what can you prove that you've done? And that's what
And
we're looking at.
and that's where a lot of the time it gets frustrating for me at least is okay, I'm going to these interviews but I'm not getting a job because lack of experience. But if I don't get this job, there's no way I can get experience. You know what I'm saying? So
But
Mm.
how are you phrasing experience that you actually have?
so that's it's like, okay, have you ever done investigative stuff. In school, we had, hands-on scenarios, real world based scenarios. And that's the only experience that I have in this particular thing. So, okay, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? But there's no way that I can,
Get
for
it
me, that's
without.
right. So I need a job. I need this job to gain
Yeah.
this experience that you guys want me to have. I'm not in college. No, I'm not. I have a family to take. I have bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Mhm.
afford to go do a $15 an hour internship. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just can't afford it no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know how to get the experience. Is what I'm
So
saying.
you have to be very innovative in your responses. And
Mm,
especially at the end when they ask you that one great question, what is it that we didn't ask that you think would advance your candidacy? That's where you tell them the truth. I am exactly
mm,
who you're looking for, but you want to wait to get me 10 years from now. Somebody else would have already gotten me. You can get me on the ground floor so I can help you get better because I've done
right.
things to get other people better. And you talk about what was happening at Bowling Green. You talk about FAMU. You bring all of that to their front place, right? Because now there's like, well, dang, I didn't even think about it. Because sometimes
Mm,
being on hiring committees, we look for somebody that's going to fit in and we don't have to do too much. But then if we get somebody that fit in and make us look better, it's like, oh, I didn't think about that. So just how you're approaching it and the time that you get to say,
mm,
you're looking for me because you brought me in to interview me. I'm exactly what you're looking for. I can't get the experience until I get it with you. And make it almost competitive. It's like there are
Yeah.
a lot of people who want me, but I want you.
Yeah.
mm,
Another thing too, and I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but something just to kind of build you some strength in. This might be the first game, and when I say game, I mean now you're in the working world where you can be bigger, stronger, faster, or better, and not get the starting position. And that's a
right.
fucking tough pill to swallow, bro.
Oh
Because
yeah, absolutely.
on the field, if you bigger, stronger, better, that film don't lie. You gonna start.
Right.
You gonna
Right.
But this
Absolutely.
this this field of life, you gonna see some dudes sitting in
Absolutely.
your seat. You're like, well, first of all, how the hell you even get here, let alone get in front of me? And I
Absolutely.
think that's what slowly beats down us athletes because we're so competitive by nature. And although we're competing in the real world, it's a different type of competition, if that makes
Right.
sense. Still got to
Right.
go hard. We still got to compete. But the evolution and the flow of merit and stepping up those ladders is a little bit different from, man, I just beat you. I dominated you. And so give me my spot. That makes
Yeah.
sense. And I know Bill can
Mm-hmm.
kind of even share that even more because his navigation process was so unique. And he in corporate America. He had to play the game.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
whole different
That's how it
strategy.
goes.
It's a whole different
Yeah.
strategy with me.
And and that's another thing. I don't know. I don't have time to play the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to get in here and mess around. I don't have time to because okay, so right now I'm in corrections. I started off in the adults and I'm with juveniles right now. And I tell you, I love my job so much. Like I don't know the people I work with. I don't love. I don't know how to explain it. I love the job, but I don't love the job itself. If that makes sense. I
You love
love
what you
doing.
do.
I love doing what I do, but I don't love
Yep.
the job of doing what I do. You get what I'm
Yep.
saying?
I
I,
do get it.
I so it's hard to okay, you gotta okay, introduce yourself to these people. Okay, but I'm not gonna kiss butt. That's not what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna tell you what I think I deserve and what I know I deserve because I put in the time and I put it in the work. Nobody else did this work but me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where it comes in with me. Like right now, I'm in a back and forth battle with a different job that I really want to take, but the pay is just not, what I'm worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys want me. You guys say, da, da, da. And I'm pretty sure it's other qualified candidates for the job too, but you're not going to pay me next to nothing either. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Gave me an offer. No, there's no way that I'm going to take this. This is foolishness, man. You got pennies on a dollar. That's how I feel
Mhm.
like. That's what I feel like. But yeah, man,
The job
I get
market
there
is
eventually.
hard, right?
Yeah.
It's competitive and there are biases and favoritism that exist. We have to learn
Absolutely.
how to navigate past that. through that.
Absolutely.
Because you are like kind of limited in constraints of your time, go find someone who has their own private investigation thing. Everything that you're believing that someone is saying you don't have enough experience in, go find someone to talk to. Just have them be your mentor, because you don't actually have to do the work. You have to know how to do it, right? So it's like, get that mentor, get that person that you're talking to. How do you do this? Like, I'm going through these interviews and this is what they're saying I don't have. But how can I get it if I'm never given an opportunity? So it's
Right.
like that networking is important. And that's the one thing that we fail to do. I'm not going to say correctly, but efficiently. We don't network
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay, I got you.
we always feel that networking is like I have to kiss somebody, but I have to, cower down and think you're the greatest since sliced bread. It's like,
Let's keep
no.
it a buck. We've been used to being the man and not having to go and do outreach on our own behalf because people
Yeah,
kind of
but
know our
you're
name.
trying to get recruited.
No, I get it.
And that's the thing. It's like you have to flip your mindset, athlete mindset, reset, right?
Yeah,
You
true.
have to reset your mind to not feel like, man, I can't do this. It's making me feel like this. It's like you're just moving to the next level of your greatness. And so
Right.
you don't want to be great because it takes you talking
Right.
to Joe Blow
Right.
over here to pick their brain and get their stuff. All you're doing is trying to get into someone else's locker room, get their playbook, and go on and beat them at their own game.
Right. Right.
God damn.
I'd add to that. Like, I've been listening to y'all and, just trying to gather my thoughts to make sure, what I'm saying can be received well. But to your point, J-Bo, like, yes, we were the men, but that was in a totally different arena. And I'm not just saying like this, Delanious,
Yeah.
but you're not the man in where you at right now. You're the man on the football field. So it's a different playing field. And to Kat's point, I think that, I guess I ask you the question right now, right? Like, you love what you do. You don't love the people you work with and all those good things, but can you see yourself at that organization long term in another role? Like, are there roles within that organization right now that you have your eyes set on? Like, answer that question for me first, and I'll have another rationale for you.
Yeah, so it's a case manager position. This is how I approached that. I wanted to be a unit manager because I have the education for it,
Yep.
not the experience. So, okay, what do I need? Okay, they say it's better if you go through each stage. So be a case manager, then be an operations manager, then be a unit manager. Fine by me. Apply for the case manager. That's bottom level. Like, I'm a youth specialist right now, so a youth specialist, case
Youth care
manager,
specialist. Yeah.
youth specialist, case manager, operations manager, unit managers, and then administration and all of that stuff. So, okay, so I've applied to the case manager position. I talked to the operations administrators who also handles the case manager stuff. Hey, what do I need for this? Oh, you need so and so. You need this degree. I got that. Why am I not being given an opportunity? You get what I'm saying? So that's
Okay.
kind of what I'm battling right now.
Okay.
And I just don't understand it.
So, and again, man, just hearing you talk, limited visibility into what you're experiencing, but to me, just listening and hearing you vent for a second, it almost sounds like you have the qualifications for the areas in which you're trying to segue into. It also sounds like you have identified who the players are that have the influence to help you get into that position, right? Also,
Mm-hmm.
so like, yeah, you know who can say yes or no to Delanious, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, can get into that role. But it almost also sounds like the work that you're doing right now, I think hearing you talk, the disconnect is they're not visible to the work that you're doing to even give you the opportunity to be in front of these kinds of roles. And so I think for what it's worth, man, I think a lot of us struggle with, especially outside of football, I wouldn't necessarily say being assertive, but like selling the work that we're doing to the people that are influential to help us achieve the goal and up or
Mm-hmm.
be at a company, right? And so my advice to you is, it sounds like you know who the influential players are. The strategy now is how can I get the work that I'm doing being visible to them in any way possible? And to Kat's point, it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to kiss ass to do that. But if there's a project that you know that they're working on, you got to be on that project and make sure that you have FaceTime with them and share the thoughts, share the work that you're doing. And the work eventually will kind of take care of itself. Like, I'm a firm believer of like, the loudest one in the room is the weakest. So I'm not trying to walk in no room and say I can do X, Y, and Z. But I do want to walk in the room and say, oh, Kat and Jabari's on this project. I want to be part of this project as well. What's my scope? get clear on that scope, and then you knock that scope out the park, and then you share with them, like, here's the things that I've done, here's the execution, here's the data that also follows, and the work will speak for itself. And so then the second go round of you applying for these roles, and you kind of get a closed door, you can now, I think, have like a more objective conversation around this feels a little off because from a criteria perspective of what's required for the role I have, from the experience of what you say I also need, I've also have. And so now what is the disconnect? And almost, again, from the outside looking in, man, feels like that latter part is a piece that's missing in this situation. I think you're not alone in that fight, that like we've got to get better at making our work visible to the influential people and knowing who those folks are and using those as pawn pieces on the chessboard to get us in position to slay the king. Sorry.
No, I 100% agree with what you're saying. Like there's nothing that you said that I don't agree with. As a matter of fact, when I asked our HR administrator about it, she said the exact same thing. Hey, spend as much time as you can with so and so. People already in this role. Spend as much time as you can with unit management staff. Pick their brain. She told me the exact same thing. When I work 16-hour days, 5 days a week. When I come in for extra overtime, I'm doing youth specialist stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's no opportunity to do the extra stuff on the side. You get what I'm saying? 16-hour days because we're so short staffed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think in corrections we are probably the most overworked and underpaid outside of like grad assistant roles in like college sports, whatever. We are the most, I think, overworked and underpaid.
And it's mentally draining. When your shift is over, you're tired. It's mentally draining.
Oh my gosh.
I did what you did, so I understand what you're going through.
Oh my gosh, man.
It's draining.
Oh my gosh, man. And these kids, and it's just like, if I had the money and if I had the resources to do it, I would do something on the side. I would do something, get up and running and then move to it full time for these kids out here, man. Because honestly speaking, I come from a rough neighborhood, but it's not as bad as this, man. Like these kids, man, it's so hardening. It's so heartbreaking. I'm sorry, it's so heartbreaking to see the situation that these kids grew up in, the groups that they let influence them, the people that they hang around. But like, man, it starts at home, man, and then they don't have that home to go to. And I didn't know it was this bad. I know it was out there, but you don't know it until you see it. You don't know it until you. So I really do empathize with these kids, and some of the kids I do not sympathize with. Some of these kids had great parents. Some of these kids parent households, great parents that love and care for them, but they want to go to the streets. They want to do bad things. But majority of the kids, man, they didn't.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna paint two parallel worlds for you. I'm gonna talk football and I'm gonna talk career.
Mm-hmm.
When we wanted to get better, right? Of course, we'll bust our ass in practice and during training. But the key points when we kind of got those aha moments, when we took time to maybe with a friend or a coach and go watch extra film or did like an additional walkthrough. Kind of got to treat your career that way. You might not get the true value when you're on the clock. It's the stuff you do outside the clock. Taking someone out to lunch and really picking their brain. It's just something about doing it in a different setting to where it just registers. Like I said, and you might be speaking from my experience. It was something about when I was watching film with one of my teammates and after hours versus when we were supposed to do it when I'm like, damn, for some reason this shit just clicked and I got it.
Right.
Listen, don't take away none of the things that you developed that made you great on the field. You just got to learn how to, Cat, help me with the word, parallel it or flip it. It's the same principles, bro.
Take it from here and apply it there. I get what you're saying.
Thank you.
I get what you're saying.
And be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like you're not patient with yourself.
Yeah, I was just telling. I think I was talking to Billy earlier. I think I was saying that too. Like I'm not patient at all, man. I want it now. Like I've been through the school and I feel like I did what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And I want it now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have time to wait and start at the bottom. And now we're here. You get what I'm saying? I want to start. How old are you again? I'm 23.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't get a case manager role until I was 26, bro.
You got time, bro. You got nothing but time. I do think there's something to be said there. Like you can have a sense of urgency, but to Cat's point, man, you got to be a bit patient with yourself and within your career because again, me and Jabo talk about this all the time. But our I don't want to say this. Our network, our race, our people, our culture, we're not in a lot of decision making roles. So you got to be patient to where you can cultivate relationships that will allow you to open up doors to walk through them. But in the interim, you can still operate with a sense of urgency and have that mindset of like, I want it now. But to her point, man, you got to give yourself some grace, bro.
And you got to look at it like this. We understand at a young age that our sports careers are short. So we try to dominate quick to get on top because we know that window's short. But our careers are long.
Yeah.
They're long, bro. Like you're going to be working for a good solid 40 to 50 years. And the way, the economy going, we might be working for 60 plus. So like Bill said, that patience, still keep your mentality, but don't get down on yourself because you're not somewhere at a certain age. And the other thing I want to throw in there, understand that people already have a head start. There's cats that's been in the field that got a chance to intern while you were on the field. Does that make sense? So you got to understand, those dynamics as well.
And it was something you said about being 23. I don't remember what the speaker name was, but I saw him speak once, and he talked about life being the length of a football field. And if you're starting at the far end zone, you're just on the 23-yard line. And you're trying to go all the way to the other end zone. So if you're looking at it like that, you still have a long way to go, but you can only play one down at a time.
Right.
So you're trying to rush everything at once and just being patient with yourself. And then you had mentioned something about aha moment. I think J-Bo mentioned that. And I was writing one day and was talking about aha, like what can aha mean? And it was like an attitude and hustle assessment, right? So checking in with yourself. Okay, what is my attitude right now? Am I putting myself in a mental headspace to do what I need to do? And then my hustle, what do I need to do to get to where I'm trying to go? And like assess that in yourself. Like, yeah, today my attitude is bad, so I know my hustle's bad, right? I'm not going to try to put any extra anything anywhere because I'm not feeling it, right? So like that day that you are feeling it, okay, what can I do a little extra today? Just today. I'm not worried about tomorrow, next week, just today. And you look at each day as a down. You each look at each day as a series. However you want to do it, but it's one thing at a time. Because now you're starting to build in that confidence. You're building in your ability to move forward and seeing things in a different way. Conversations like this really gives you another perspective. It's like, okay, I didn't think about that. And looking at the position you played in football, what leadership positions did you have? Looking at your internships and your coursework, what did you learn? And what can you make into a story, right? Because you're going on interviews, it's a date. They want to hear how good you can tell the story, right? So if you're talking about unit coordination and you were an offensive lineman, were you a team captain? Did you have to do certain things like that? And what did that mean to coordinate the efforts and behaviors of people to move to a common goal? Like you just put those things into place because you already have the experience, but they don't see it because you haven't presented it to them to parallel their world.
Right. Yeah. And another thing I think it took me a while to see it, but I'm learning now how to bite my tongue because it's and I've been like this since I can remember it. I'm a firm believer in you're not gonna talk to me crazy. I don't care how high up you are. I don't care, how many years in a game you have. You're not gonna talk to me crazy. You're not talking to me like I'm a child. Get what I'm saying? And I think that, but this person is in a position of power. You know what I'm saying? This person can determine whether you get this promotion or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning it's okay to bite your tongue. Not everything needs a reaction. You get what I'm saying? Like one day, like we're not allowed to have phones in the facility. Everybody know we can't have phones in there. It's a breach of security and whatever. One day I go on a unit, I pick up a word search book and go sit in front of a cell door, sit down with the kids out on the unit. I'm doing word search. Supervisors come in there, hey, Kibir, right? Who go by last name? They Kibir, grab your stuff, come up here to the front, get in there, administration in there, the investigators in there. Hey man, somebody told us you had a phone. and it looked like on the camera that you were on the phone. Are you dumb? Like, this is like, are you dumb? Like, if you see that I'm in this book, like, first of all, why would I be out in front of the cameras? There's cameras on every corner in this facility. Why would I be out in front of the unit or just openly on my phone? You get what I'm saying? And I'm not allowed to have it. Why would I be openly on it? You know what I'm saying? And second, if you seen that I was doing it, then you follow me from the time I came in. You get what I'm saying? Like, follow me from the time I stepped on the unit. You're being dumb. You know what I'm saying? And this is my tongue, man. My tongue. Don't play with me.
So
Yeah, bro.
from a person whose face
Yeah.
will tell more than my mouth, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand.
Yeah. I still ain't learned that shit yet.
And it's like you go home at the end of the day, you feel like blood just dripping down your mouth from how much as you bit your tongue that day. And I hear what you're saying, right? You have to allow people to make their own assumptions. Don't give them the power to make an assessment of your behavior, right? It's like, do you have a phone? No. And that's a
and it's like I try so hard, but by the time I think about it, it's already out my mouth.
Yes. So we got to work on that.
You got to work on that.
So like when I said it, like it kind of caught them, like they were like that's not like their reaction kind of like made them step back for a second. I'm like, no, seriously, like are you guys dumb? Like think about what you just asked me. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then a lot of times I think my coworkers, they don't assume that I'm as educated as I am. I have the knowledge that I have. They assume that I'm a random off the street, I should say. They don't, and I don't care. Make your assumptions.
I don't mean to cut you off, but here's the thing I do want to prepare you for, because this shit sound like, Dro, you sound like me 15, 16 years ago. So that lets me know nothing's changed. And it's not you. It's just the environment. You are literally now in a totally new world. You're going to hear people use our terminology, sports terminology. They're going to say things like teamwork, discipline, work ethic. And it's going to be the total opposite of the teamwork, discipline, work ethic that you're used to seeing. And it's going to force you to either want to say something you know you can't because it's going to cost you. And so you're going to have a level of resentment. I'm trying to save you a few gray hairs now. That's just part of the game. Like I said, you got to learn how to adjust, pivot, use that charisma that you have. A lot of things you can get your point across with just some cool conversation versus, you know, it's a crazy game to play. And I'm glad you're starting that you're aware of it now, but you can't let it, you know, beat you down. Understand you're playing the long game, bro. Right. The long game. If this is your area that you choose to do for the next, 40 plus years, just understand that. And you know, you can't let that get frustrated. I got a question for you, because I know we're gonna wrap some things up, and I know Bill had a question too. Matter of fact, I'll ask my question last. Bill, I know you had one before we wrap it up.
It done slid my mind, man. My mind done went
All
somewhere.
good.
I will say
All good.
very
All
quickly
good.
though, Delanious, man, you're educated brother. I would assume, man, that you read. You ever open up 48 Laws of Power?
Nah, and it's crazy that you asked that, man. It's a kid that on my permanent unit, man. He had this book, but it had a fake cover on it. Like it was a 48 Laws of Power book, but it had like a different cover on it. And he opened it up, he showed it to me, and every time I said it, he'd tell me, "Hey, Kibir, man, you need to read this, man. You need to read this, man." He tell me it all the time. He always tell me I need to read that.
You better watch that kid.
No, man. The reason I asked, like, highly encourage you to open up that book. There's a lot of gems in that book. One in particular is a chapter around say less than necessary. And even more chapters around like never outshine the master. It just allows you to operate in a space where you're being strategic in every intentional way possible to achieve your goals. And I can't speak more about that book to the point where I've revisited about 2 or 3 times at this point to visit said chapters when I find myself in a place where something feels off, or I'm like, to Cat's point, I'm not on my A game today, and it helps recenter the whole reason why I operate in the way which I operate, which is in one that, chameleon style, like never let them think what the end goal intentions are and how you operate, but always being strategic in what you're doing. So if I can give you any point of advice, man, is pick up that book and let me know what you think about it.
Speaking of reading,
Thank you.
just get comfortable reading again. Reading is going to be your life's playbook. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Get back to being an avid reader, but treat it just like it's your playbook. Because like you said, like Bill was saying, you're going to be going through these little battles, both mentally and even on the outside. And them books going to help you navigate. They always say, if you want to find something great, find it in the book. Books are, man, books are next level. So my question was, though, what is a win for you?
Honestly, man, right now, in this point in my life, my win is my son, man. Looking, being able to wake up every morning, being blessed enough to wake up every morning and going in there to wake him up every morning. Man, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my son. You get what I'm saying? So being able to do that, being able to spend quality time, being able to be the father that mine wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be the man that I wanted want my son to grow up to be. That's a win for me. Being actively present in my son's life, being a provider for my family, me, him, his mom, being who I want to be and knowing that I'm working towards that every day. It's a win for me, man. I'm not in jail. I'm not dead. That's a win for me.
Nice. Kat, I'll let you close it.
Continue to win. Every day, find your win. Not just WIN, but WHEN. Know when to hold your tongue. Know when to see things as, yeah, that's not worthy of my response or reaction. And find joy. Every day, find a way to just crack yourself up. Just giggle. Even if it's just something of your son that you have in your phone when you can hear his voice. Find your joy. Because you're thinking that a win is going to be something attainable right now. Wins are continuous because that's what makes champions. You're a champion. Continue to win.
Thank you.
Man, Delanious, man, aka Scooter, man, I appreciate you for spending some of your busy, valuable time with us, man. I'm glad you allowed us to pick your brain, and I'm glad you were humble enough to take some of our feedback and advice that we wanted to give with you, man. We wish you the best. And I do also want to let you know that we are a community here. So just because we might not have a podcast, but you can always have access to us. Like I said, there's a wealth of knowledge that's literally in this what is it called? Portal or podcast, whatever, dealing with Kat, Bill, even myself. So please don't think that, that you can't reach out to us and, use us either for a resource or just to pick our brain, or if you just want somebody to talk to, bro. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate
All
you.
right.
Gotcha. Thank you, guys.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all got a good, I hope, I'm talking to the audience now. I hope y'all was able to enjoy this great conversation. We're looking to have more in the future, but I think we set things off for the second season perfectly right. Well, in the next time until we meet again, guys, I want you guys all to stay positive, stay productive, but most importantly, stay in the present. I'm Coach J-Bo, and this is Athlete Mindset Reset. And we out of here, y'all. Cool. We can edit it from there. Hey, man. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
No problem, man. No problem, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It's good talking to everybody, man. Nice meeting you, Billy. Nice meeting you, Dr. K.
Nice meeting you as well. Keep us posted. I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely
I
keep us
will.
I'm
posted.
invested. I
I
want to
will.
know.
Exactly. I want to get that call like, hey, man, I'm in the correctional. I'm here now. I'm doing this. I'm in the
Yeah, man.
sheriff's department. Whatever it take you, bro.
I hope,
It's,
man. This is. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you just now, I can give you some of my back. So I worked in your field. That was my first career,
Mm-hmm.
actually. So
Okay.
straight from college, I was in St. Louis and I was doing arena ball. And they
Mm-hmm.
don't pay that much. So I still had to get a job and I was working at placement facilities. So I was a youth care counselor, youth care specialist. Bro, I was doing that from 2006 to damn near 2013. So it take a minute, bro. It take a minute to get there. And by the time I did get offered with the case manager, my boy Billy, gave me an offer of a lifetime. It's like, bro, it's time to leave that shit. And so I got in the
Mm-hmm.
financial industry, but I was doing that for a minute, bro. And it take a minute, bro. It really do. It do.
I don't see myself doing it for that long, man. These
No,
kids,
don't.
man.
Please don't.
I
You're
tell them all
fine.
the time. I tell them all the time, y'all keep me so young, man, because it's you gotta go hands on with these kids so much, man. And these kids, man, they in the cell all day. They in jail all day. They ain't doing nothing but push ups, sit ups, pull ups,
Yeah,
and
bro. And
I
you
don't know.
can't restrain the way we used to back in the day. You got to do it a certain way. Where it's like, bro,
And
there's no
then
way I can hurt this kid's wrist like this.
and then now with these body cams, man, it
Yeah,
made it's made. And I was at a high security jail before I went to this actual prison that I'm at. And we ain't have body cams, man. And what you said? Let me pop
yeah,
this door. But now
yeah.
we got these body
They
cams.
got them cams, man. Yeah,
And we got no females either. It's just straight boys that think they're men, that
yeah,
want to be men, that don't know how to take guidance
yeah,
from men. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And they get so mouthy behind the doors, and I'm a firm believer in when everybody else go up, when you know your friends are not out. I still do it now from time to time, even though I'm not supposed to. I turn the camera off, man. Turn
Let
the
me check
camera
your
off, go.
temperature.
Yeah, go pop that door. Hey, what was all that one stuff that you were talking about? What was that about? Huh? But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man. Yeah,
these kids. But yeah, I was saying earlier though, man, they don't. You know how to shoot a gun. You stand over this person, shoot this person 15, 16 times. You ain't here for murder, whatever the case may be, whatever you're here for. But you can't read a book.
yeah,
You 17 years old, reading on the second grade level, bro. You don't know how to
yeah,
go in here and make this bed. You don't know how to go wash your ass
yeah,
efficiently. You don't know how to
yeah,
brush your teeth. But you can come out here and kill these people. You know how to shoot a gun. You know about switches and buttons and all these different. I don't even know that much about guns, man. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all know more than me. You 13 years old. First of
yeah,
all, what are
man.
you doing at 13 in jail? You're
Yeah,
13 and you in prison. You're not till you 21. What you did?
yeah,
Oh, I killed so and so. Why? Oh, he tried me. He tried you. Oh, I'm back in jail. What you back in jail for? I'll cut off my ankle monitor. Why? I had motion. You 13, bro. You supposed to be out when the street lights come on, bro.
Have motion.
God damn. Yeah, man. And then at the same time, you still gotta love them. That's what's so hard
Man,
to do. It's
it,
like you see the demon and you see the angel in them all in the same human, bro. That's the hardest thing to grapple
it
with.
is. And a lot of times I try to get them to that level of where, I can talk to you. Okay, let's have a conversation. Because you doing all this cussing at me and stuff in front of these boys. Let's talk like men. Because men, we don't do this. We sit
Right.
and we know how to express ourselves effectively. You get what I'm saying? All that
Yeah.
cussing me out, I'm B words and I'm hoes and I'm this and that. And like that's unnecessary, bro. Come talk to me. What's going on? Oh no, they gonna think I'm soft if I come talk to you.
So,
So you ain't gotta be hard for your friend, but a lot of times I do blame the parents. Why you let your 13-year-old son come out here and, you know what I'm saying, do this and do that? Come on, man, be better. If you didn't want kids, don't lay down and have them. Use protection. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just
yeah.
it's so much that goes on in the streets of Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland that I was just mind blown by, man. And just learning it every day, getting to deal with it firsthand every day. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And then one kid in there, that's the kid I was referring to when I stand over and shoot him 17 times or whatever. And you filing for early release, boy, you need to be in here. You need to, go to victim whatever they call them, victim programs where you learn about how the victim's family feel for
Yeah, bro.
what you did like something. You need this. You don't need to be at home. You want to go home and run the streets again? You don't need that.
Got
And
motion.
You got emotion.
yeah,
Ah, you got emotion.
yeah. And and nowadays though, I would tell you this part. Nowadays though, the juvenile justice system is so backwards and not enough, but yet sometimes it can be too much. One kid just got bonded over last week, I believe, bonded over to the adult side for shooting somebody in the leg, and now he got to go do like 2 years in adult prison. But this guy who just shot somebody 17 times, he's still in juvenile prison. But I shoot you in the leg, and I got to go do 2 years over here on the adult side. So it's not. exactly was my reaction. Like it's not saying I know all the facts of it, but from
Yeah.
what I know, 2 years, bro, two
Yeah.
years. And I tell them all the time too that you think you want to go over there to the adult side. The adult side, bro, we don't have all these. So I come from both. I was at the adult side first for a little bit, and then I moved to the juvenile side. The adult side, yeah, we got these body cams, but we also going hands on with you. We also gonna use this base on you. Like, oh man, I don't have enough patience
It's
sometimes.
a whole different
Oh
ball
man,
game. Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
man. I try to tell them adults get treated like adults. You want to go be an adult over there? Go ahead, take your tail over there and be an adult. You want to sit out here and shoot these guns and have all the motion you want to have?
Yeah.
Come on, come
But
on.
you know what I've noticed? If you can master dealing with those people there where it's even more violent and you have more restrictions and rules, you'll be much more equipped when you get out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Because them dudes is
Yeah.
wild in there. You know what I'm saying? It's always up. So if you learn how to control your temper, learn how to communicate effectively to get people to, do what you need to do without using force, you're gonna be nice when you get on these streets. And those are the type of people we need. Some of these cops be out here crashing. I was like, you didn't learn nothing when you was in the pen about
I'm
crisis
not.
management. You didn't learn no crisis management.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm a bit of a crash out too. I have, they be like, continue to use verbals. Look,
I'm
man,
using verbals, baby.
I'm going hands on with you before anybody get here, man. Look, hey,
Hey,
you gonna go in your room? Nah, hey, go in your room. Nah, okay,
if
now I'm gonna
you
put you in your room. We're gonna
if
do it
you
that
if
way.
you learn how to master this, bro, I guarantee this. You might want to consider a different field. You'll learn how to sell. It's definitely it's selling. That's what helped me when I transferred over to sales. I was like, yo, if I can convince somebody that's already just up here and
Mm-hmm.
to calm them down, to de-escalate them and all of that, then I can kind of convince or sway anybody in anything. And it kind of helped me once I converted into my other industry. So understand, bro, all these skills that you about to take, bro, they're parallel and
Mm-hmm.
you can take them with you, bro. Just think of, me and Bill was talking about this. Like, you know how you youngsters talk about in basketball? Like, I got my bag of different skill
Mm-hmm.
sets.
Yeah, the different stuff. Yep.
Bro, that's what this is about to be,
Take
bro.
the.
You about to collect
Mm-hmm.
your tools for your bag of skill sets. You're going to learn de-escalation, verbal communication, body language. You're going to learn how to read a room, all of those things. And you're just going to take it with you each journey and you're just going to collect as you go and evolve. And if you understand that, you're going to learn how it's a fun journey then. Cause then you're going to be like, you're going to be sitting in a boardroom one day and be like, man, how do I want to play with this guy? I got a whole bag of tricks sitting here. How are we going to do this? How I want to do this?
Yeah.
That's when you're going to know like, okay. That's when you know, like, hey, I do got some motion. I know how to handle the boardroom. I know how to handle cats on the street. That's another thing about us coming from our community, bro. We got to be ambidextrous, bro. We got to learn how to deal
Mm-hmm.
in the street. We got to learn how to deal in the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to learn how to deal with our family. Like, get ready, bro. It's a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Tell you.
Well, I agree. I agree. I
All
tell the
right,
kids
y'all.
too. Like,